welcome you inside our Sportsnet LA studio, joined tonight by Jerry Hairston Jr. And you know that guy over there. It's the real DV, David Vassegh, host of Dodger Talk on AM 570 LA Sports. It's our first Access Sportsnet Dodgers of 2025. It seems like, Jerry, we just had a parade, just had a rally, and pretty soon we're going to be talking spring training again.
I want another parade, 2025. I love that they're opening up as the defending World Series champs.
And not only are they the world champs, they're acting like they are not the world champs with such a great offseason, an aggressive offseason, more aggressive than any other team in baseball.
And speaking of that aggressiveness this offseason, we had some big breaking news earlier this afternoon. Gavin Lux apparently is on the move, according to ESPN's Jeff Passan, who tweeted this out. Full trade per ESPN sources. Cincinnati receives infielder Gavin Lux. Los Angeles Dodgers receive a competitive balance round A pick, which should be around the number 37 pick, and outfield prospect Mike Sirota. Hopefully we are pronouncing his name correctly, but as of our show taping right now, this is not yet official, at least from the Dodgers standpoint, but it does seem, Jerry, Gavin Lux is going to be moving on, playing for the Cincinnati Reds. Dodgers get a minor league prospect and a competitive balance draft pick.
First of all, you know, Gavin Lux, obviously I've always loved Gavin Lux. He was a great prospect, elite prospect in the Dodger organization. I know he had that injury a couple years ago. He really had a solid season for the Dodgers. Listen, for his career standpoint, I think this is a good move for Gavin Lux. Listen, you never want to leave a Dodger franchise, but what's going on with the players that were in as far as the Dodgers organization, Mookie Betts moving back to the infield, signing other guys, Gavin Lux needed to go somewhere where he was going to play every day. Now, he's going to play every day, but he's going to be using that super utility role. With Cincinnati, I played there. It is a great place to hit. John, I'm a 260 career hitter. I hit 326 one year because playing in that ballpark, that is a
so he should hit like 400.
Maybe 392. But it is a great place to hit. So listen, I love Gavin Lux. He needs to go out there, do his thing. It's about having a career. Listen, everybody wants to play for the Dodgers, but just that's not realistic. He needs to go out there, reestablish himself as that great, great player.
He's won 2 World Series championships with the Dodgers and has learned quite a bit playing in the city of LA on this stage. He's going to do great in Cincinnati, like Jerry said. But there was a logjam up the middle on the Dodgers infield. Mookie Betts moving to shortstop right now. He eventually could move back to second base. You got a Gold Glove versatile player in Tommy Edman that could play second base. You got Hai-Sung Kim that could play second. And also, this opens up a 40-man roster spot. So the Dodgers, as much as they like Gavin Lux, they had the way it's constructed right now, he just wasn't the guy. And you can't trade Chris Taylor. That contract is too tough to move. So he was a guy that teams coveted.
And I think Gavin Lux, too. I think the Reds are looking, okay, he had a year off as far as coming off that knee injury, and it's usually that second year. We're talking about Tommy John surgery, that second year. How about a knee? That is a devastating knee injury he had. This will be a second year, so Reds really feel, and they're banking on him having a big year in Cincinnati.
And he hit much closer to 300 the second half of the season. Seemed like once he got his sea legs underneath him during that 2024 season. But with this trade of Gavin Lux reportedly to the Cincinnati Reds, DV, do you think this opens up not just a 40-man roster spot, but possibly a spot for Kike Hernandez?
Not necessarily tomorrow, John, but I do believe Kike Hernandez will be back with the Dodgers. The Dodgers want him back. Kike Hernandez wants to come back. Obviously, this opens up a little bit more roster flexibility to have Kike come back. But also the Dodgers are looking to add 1 or 2 more major league relievers. They're going after Roki Sasaki. So it may not be tomorrow that Kike Hernandez signs with the Dodgers.
I'm more optimistic now. I always felt that the Dodgers and Kike are a perfect fit, especially now where he's at in his career. So I think this definitely opens up the door. You mentioned it, DV. It may not happen tonight, tomorrow, or a week from now, but I really believe that this is going to happen because Kike loves playing here with the Dodgers. He fits here. The fans love him. Very similar to Teoscar Hernandez. We wanted Teoscar to sign. It took some time. I think it may take some time, but I think Kike will be back in the mix.
I know Dodger fans would certainly love to have Kike back in the mix, and they will be sad to see Gavin Lux moving on to Cincinnati. We're going to move on as well. The Dodgers made it official this past Friday with the announcement that they've re-signed Teoscar Hernandez. Teo coming off that incredible first season in Dodger blue, second on the team to the big show in games played, hits, home runs, RBIs, and runs scored. 33 home runs, a new career high, was an all-star, won his third career Silver Slugger award, and yes, he was also the Home Run Derby champion. Here is Teo from his reintroduction on Friday.
I always say this, the Dodgers, they're different. They think about everybody, not only the player, not only the things that I can do on the field. And for me, it just, they give me the confidence. I never get that really in other places that I wear. They trust in everything that I can give them and to this team and this organization. And that was one of the biggest things for me that pushed me do the best job that I can do in a Dodgers uniform.
What was so important to you with this decision?
Honestly, I went to free agency. I think I made that clear before I went there, that the Dodgers were the priority, and I was gonna do everything in my power to come back. For me, money wasn't an issue. I could wait. I could wait more offers from other teams, but I think the money, it wasn't gonna be the difference. I couldn't get like 5 or 6 more mil from other teams, and if you put me in a place that I have to decide, I would decide to come back. Just because the way this organization is, the way this organization treats a family and the players, and that for me is more important than anything.
We saw the stats a short time ago. They really speak for themselves. Teo was great all season long for the Dodgers, but things also that can't be quantified, his pulse in clutch moments, his clubhouse presence, DV, those were critical to his success. And even Jerry was saying this was a must to bring this guy back.
And he wanted to come back. The Dodgers wanted him to come back. That's why it was a little bit easier to make this happen. And right after that press conference, guys, he loves being a Dodger so much. He drove to South Central LA to see the mural that he was a part of. That's how much. In a full Dodger jersey, his own Dodger jersey, went down there to take a picture with the artist. This guy is part of the fabric of this fan base now.
You know, listen, this is not the NFL. This is Major League Baseball. This is a global game. I say it to say this. When you're in that clubhouse, you have so many different personalities, different cultures. Japan, Korea, Dominican, Puerto Rico, obviously the United States, so many different personalities, and Teoscar Hernandez, especially from the Latin side, was the leader of that clubhouse to be able to bring that team together. Very important to the lineup as well, clutch hit after clutch hit. And listen, you can get guys to fill a roster and see and hope stars can thrive here at Dodger Stadium in Dodger blue. This is a big market. To get a guy to not only come in and do what he's done in the past, but get even better, that's rare.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is the perfect fit here for the Dodgers. I'm glad that Teo's back.
And don't forget, he was one of the biggest emotional leaders of that Dodger team last year. I think back to the game they lost, Game 3 in the NLDS. He hits a grand slam to pull the Dodgers within 1. They lose that game, but he's screaming at the dugout, do not give up. And in years past, in recent past, the Dodgers probably needed somebody like Teo. And I thought him and Ohtani really provided that emotional lift they desperately needed.
Talk about emotion. How about when we were there at the parade? At the rally at Dodger Stadium. Nobody got bigger ovation. Listen, this is a team with Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. The fans chanting, we want Teo, or bring Teo back.
Re-sign Teo.
Re-sign Teo. They were having that chant. Emotional for him and obviously the Dodger fans. That is huge to bring a guy like that fans can relate to. Now I really feel we're ready for that back-to-back run this season. So glad that Teo's back on board.
All right, and they weren't done because just moments after Teo's press conference wrapped up on Friday, the Dodgers tweeted this bit of news saying the Los Angeles Dodgers have agreed to terms with utility player Ha-Seong Kim on a 3-year contract for $12.5 million with a 2-year club option for 2028 and 29. Dodgers designated catcher Diego Cartaya to make room on the 40-man roster. Now, Ha-Seong Kim hit .326 in the KBO last season, stole 30 bases. The Dodgers saw him in an exhibition game, Jerry, while in Korea last year. Hit this rocket double off of Bobby Miller. After the game, Dave Roberts said the scouting department loves this guy. What do we know about Ha-Seong Kim and maybe some of the expectations they have for him?
We knew right away he could hit a fastball. That's 97, 98 off of Bobby Miller. Okay, turning that around. How about the speed element? We can never have enough athletes here. This is a shallow fly ball to center field. He's able to score, outstanding speed, really good base runner. And the Dodgers always talk about guys being versatile. You want to make sure you have athletes who can play short. See him play second base here. He's also can play left field. The way that he is on the base pass, if he can play left field, I really believe he can also play center field, utilizing that speed. So you can never have enough good baseball players in the fold here with the Dodgers.
And when this was announced, the media was saying he's a second baseman. That's not the way the Dodgers view him. They view him as a super utility player. He's going to get a lot of looks at shortstop and, like you guys mentioned, in the outfield. And when they made this signing, that's when the talk got louder that there wasn't room for Gavin Lux. But I don't believe Kim is going to be automatically the everyday second baseman. Tommy Edman's going to be there. Chris Taylor's going to be there. Kike may be there, and Kim may be there, too.
Well, the fallout, as we mentioned as well, was Diego Cartaya, the Dodgers DFAing him, DV. We know the last couple of years really struggled to produce at the plate, struggled with injuries, especially with his back. I think it says a lot that the Dodgers are willing to give up on him at the age of 23.
Yeah, they signed him when he was 16, coming out of Venezuela. He's been in the organization a long time. And look, he's had a bad back. He's dealt with back issues. And when you're a catcher, that affects you not only defensively, but, Jerry, as you know, offensively, to try to be the best you could be with a bad back. That's challenging.
In anything. Back, John, you know this too, is debilitating and doing anything. Even sitting in a chair is painful. So listen, job one for him. Get healthy. The talent is still there. Hopefully he figures out a way to get his back healthy. And then the swings that I saw him take the last couple of years and talking to some of the scouts, he really restructured his swing. And it wasn't that swing that he had 3 or 4 years ago when he became that elite prospect. He needs to go back to that swing because the last couple of years, that swing just wasn't working.
Amazing. 2 years ago from right now, he was considered the #1 prospect in the Dodgers organization, number 14 overall in all of baseball. Well, we talked about Teoscar Hernandez often coming through in the clutch. Here was one of his walk-off winners. Coming up, we'll count down the top 10 plays of Teo's debut season here in L.A. Plus, Walker Buehler, Dodgers World Series hero, now heading to Beantown. We'll discuss Buehler's departure and his farewell message about his time in L.A. As the Dodgers soon begin to defend their World Series championship, it's time for some New Year's resolutions. Everyone has goals and expectations for the new year. Number one, we're going to begin with the MVP, Shohei Ohtani. Went 54, hit 54 home runs, 59 stolen bases at the plate. What are his 2025 resolutions, Jerry, on the mound as a pitcher this year?
My resolution for Shohei Ohtani is to be on the mound during the World Series. Job number one. Obviously, Shohei Ohtani will be back on the mound this year, but we have to make sure we keep him healthy throughout the season. DV mentioned earlier, we're going to go to that 6-man rotation and making sure that we ramp him up as the season goes along. So that means, does he start in late May, early June? I don't know. They'll figure that out, but making sure he's ready to go and he gets a chance to pitch in the World Series.
I'm thinking October as well, Jay Hare, except I'm thinking Ohtani being the last man on the mound in the Major League Baseball season. That's what I'm thinking about. And as we talked about, it's not so much about April, May, it's about October. And it would be very special for Ohtani to have that Walker Buehler type of moment.
Yes, or the WBC moment when he struck out his former teammate Mike Trout to end that championship as well. Well, another guy stepping on the mound for the first time as a Dodger this year, two-time Cy Young winner Blake Snell. Davey, I'll start with you. You're BFFs with this guy, so what are Snellzilla's expectations his first year with the Dodgers and his resolutions?
Well, number one, for Blake Snell, he wants to win a World Series championship. That's why he's here. But for me, giving him a New Year's resolution, it would be to make 30 or more starts.
Wow.
The Dodgers wanted that from Tyler Glasnow last year. They did not get it from him. He can be the anchor of a rotation where a guy that can go out start to finish and be the most dependable starter out there.
I love that. I love that goal for Blake Snell. And I loved in that press conference, he said, you know what? I still am a guy that's learning. I want to come here with this Dodger pitching staff and continue to learn and get better. I'm still mesmerized that he, against hitters last year, 111 on that curveball. That is insane to me. But my resolution for Blake's, or Snellzilla, as you call him,
Mr. Snell to you,
is to hoist that trophy. If we talk about the Dodgers repeating, it will be his first championship. So I want Blake to have that experience and hoist that World Series trophy.
Well, and if the Dodgers have a six-man rotation, it'll be impossible for him to have 30-plus starts in 2025.
He'll make it happen.
It'd be 27 if everybody gets exactly
25 starts for Blake Snell.
Dave Roberts, he's won a couple of World Series titles, now entering his 10th season as skipper. Jerry, what are Doc's resolutions for 2025?
Dave Roberts, in my opinion, is now a Hall of Fame manager. But you know what, Dave? Let's do something. Let's get nuts. Okay, brother?
Let's get nuts.
How about being a manager that is repeat, back-to-back champions? We haven't seen that in decades. Last team to do it was a 98-00 Yankees. I got a chance to play that team. They were a great team. Doc, be that manager. Back-to-back champions and really cement yourself as a Hall of Fame manager, okay?
Just like he did this year, he set the tone for the entire team. And it's his job to help the team avoid a World Series hangover, just like Hall of Fame manager Joe Torre did for those Yankees. And I feel like he's up to the task because Dave Roberts is one of the great motivators and energetic managers out there.
All right, we'll see. World Series hangover is always one to watch for anytime.
I got one right now, man.
All right, last one. Andrew Friedman has already had a great offseason, adding Blake Snell, Michael Conforto, Hai-Sung Kim, also bringing back Teoscar Hernandez, Blake Trinan, and extending Tommy Edmonds. So, Davey, I'll begin with you. What are Andrew Friedman's resolutions still here in the offseason?
Well, his GM, Brandon Gomes, tipped it off a little bit. They want to add another arm to their bullpen, which makes a lot of sense. And I also believe his New Year's resolution should be bringing back Kike Hernandez, like we talked about earlier in the show. And the way you saw Friedman bear-hugging Kike, I mean, gosh, how could you not bring him back the way he was, embracing him during the entire championship parade? So, to me, Kike coming back is probably the last big check mark on his list.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you somewhat. I agree about Kike Hernandez. He is a must to come back. But the biggest check mark is Roki. Got to have Roki. He's that stud starter. He's young, developing. We get him in the mix with our pitching gurus that we have with the Dodgers. He talked about he wants to grow and be the best pitcher on the planet. He can do that with the Dodgers, with our pitching staff and coaching staff as well. Roki for Friedman and Kike. Bring him back.
All right, still more to come here on Access. Magic Johnson.
皆さん、ここまで番組をご覧いただき本当にありがとうございます。改めて、この2024年シーズンの頂点に立ったドジャースの素晴らしいストーリーを一緒に振り返れたことを、私たち出演陣一同を本当に誇りに思います。ロサンゼルスの街を熱狂の渦に巻き込み、多くのファンに歓喜と希望をもたらしたパレードとラリーから、あっという間にもう新しいシーズンへ向けた動きが始まっています。背中にまだ優勝の要因を感じつつも、選手たちはこの喜びを力に変えて、2025年シーズンに向けて着実な一歩を踏み出そうとしているんです。いや、もうファンとしては ワクワクが止まりませんよね。振り返れば、ギャビン・ラックス選手のシンシナティ移籍が大きな話題となりました。多くのファンが彼に寄せていた期待、そして彼自身が背負っていた重圧は計り知れません。それでも、この移籍が彼のキャリアに新たな風を吹き込み、毎日フィールドに立てる機会を得ることで、真の潜在能力を開花させるチャンスになるかもしれません。ドジャースファンとしてはもちろん別れが寂しい気持ちもありますが、一方で新天地での活躍を心から応援したいですよね。本人もスーパーユーティリティプレイヤーとしての強みを存分に発揮できると意気込んでいるようですから、彼の鮮やかな復活劇を期待して見守っていきましょう。その一方で、オスカー・ヘルナンデス選手の再契約は、まさにファン待望の再来と言っても過言ではありません。昨シーズン、華やかな打撃スタッツもさることながら、チームに注入した情熱や闘志、さらにラテン系選手たちをはじめとする多国籍メンバーとの絆を深める求心力が本当に印象的でした。32本を超える本塁打、ホームランダービー優勝、そして何より勝負どころでの一打に、私たちは何度も熱狂させられましたよね。パレードでの声援やサインを求めるファンの山を見ると、彼がいかに愛され、チームの精神的支柱だったかを再確認せずにはいられません。彼がロサンゼルスが家族のようだと言ってくれたあの言葉、ファンとしてはもうたまらないですよ。さらに、韓国 KBO から加入が決まったハソンもしくはヒサン・キム選手にも期待が高まります。かつて韓国で大活躍し、昨年のエキシビションゲームでは、我らがボビー・ミラー投手の高めの速球をあっさり弾き返すなど、こんなにも柔軟でパワフルな演技をする選手がいたのか、と衝撃を受けた方も多いのではないでしょうか。さらに走塁面でのスピード、ユーティリティ性もチームに大きな刺激を与えてくれるはずです。ドジャースは今、内外野ともに何でもできる選手がどんどん集まっており、互いに切磋琢磨しながら柔軟なラインナップを組めるようになっているのが強みですよね。そう考えると、ますます今年はどんな守備陣形を敷くのかと妄想が広がり、春季キャンプが待ち遠しくなります。そして大エゴ、カルタ、ヤ捕手が DFA となったニュースは、正直ちょっと胸が痛みました。かつては将来を嘱望され、オーガニゼーション全体からも次世代を担う大物と目されていたわけですからね。ただ、怪我、特に背中や腰回りの状態は、捕手にとって致命的な場合もありますし、なかなか思うように回復しなかったのかもしれません。まだ若いだけに、新しい環境やリハビリを経て、また大きく飛躍できる可能性は十分あるはずなので、今後のキャリアがうまく展開していくよう祈るばかりです。一方で、ウォーカー・ビューラー投手がボストン・レッドソックスへと旅立っていったのも大きな転機と言えます。2018年、2020年頃のポストシーズンでの勇姿や、昨シーズンのワールドシリーズ制覇に貢献した彼のエースぶりを見てきたからこそ、やはり別れは寂しいですよね。それでも、彼の才能や闘志はどこへ行っても輝くはず。レッドソックスでもきっと、その燃えるような投球でファンを魅了し続けるでしょう。人事の流動が激しいのもメジャーリーグの醍醐味ですが、こうした動きがあるからこそ、新たな出会いと化学反応が生まれるのだと感じます。さて、そんな変化と再構築を経ながらも、我らがドジャースは連覇を視野に入れて、堂々と前を向いています。デイブ・ロバーツ監督の掲げるビジョンは明快で、まさにシーズンを通じて最高のコンディションを保ち、最も重要な10月に全力をぶつけるというところにあるでしょう。翔平・大谷投手兼 DH が前後半にはマウンドに 復活すると期待されていますし、ブレイク・スネル投手や既存の先発陣との6人ローテーションシステムが進化を発揮すれば、疲労管理もバッチリ投打にわたってこれまで以上に多彩でパワフルな布陣を敷くことができるわけです。そしてチーム編成の舵取りをしているアンドリュー・フリードマン氏は、まださらなる補強にも積極的、救援陣の層を厚くするのはもちろん、新たな才能の発掘育成や、ファン待望のキケ・エルナンデス選手復帰など、優勝後のさらなる強化を実践中です。実際、2024年の優勝で満足せず、さらに上を目指す姿勢こそが、ドジャースの文化そのもの、ファンや選手、コーチ陣すべてが一丸となって次なる栄光を追い求めているのが今のロサンゼルス・ドジャースなんです。最後になりますが、私たちはこの番組を通じてドジャースの戦いを追っかけ続けると同時に皆さんとのつながりを何より大切に思っています。新シーズンも喜び、悔しさ、感動、そして何より大熱狂の瞬間を一緒に共有したいんです。だからこそ、これからも一緒に盛り上がりましょう。どんな時も皆さんの声援が選手にとって最大の力になり、私たちの放送にも大きな活気を与えてくれます。勝っても負けても、最後まで応援を続けて、ドラマチックな野球の醍醐味を堪能しましょう。というわけで、皆さんが熱い気持ちを忘れないように、ぜひこのチャンネルの登録をお忘れなく、もしまだお済みでない方は、チャンネル登録ボタンをポチッと押していただいて、ドジャースの最新ニュースや選手へのインタビュー、さらには舞台裏レポートなど、盛りだくさんの情報をお届けする私たちの配信を見逃さないようにしてくださいね。友人やご家族にもシェアしていただけると嬉しいですし、コメント欄でのご意見や熱い思いもどしどしお寄せください。皆さんと一緒に語り合い、応援し合うことで、私たちのドジャース愛はますます燃え上がっていきますから、2025年シーズンの行方は、まさに未知なる冒険の連続です。私たちも皆さんと同じようにドキドキしながら、そして優勝の再現とさらなる夢の実現を期待しながら、その一球一打を見守っていきたいと思います。世界一を勝ち取った喜びの先にどんなドラマが待けているのか、想像するだけでも胸が高鳴りますよね。それでは次回の放送もぜひお楽しみに。これからもロサンゼルス・ドジャースへの熱いご声援、どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。一緒に2025年を最高のシーズンにしていきましょう。それでは、またお会いしましょう。